All right. Hello, everybody. In this video, I will be going over with everybody the script that I have for my upcoming video, how I went from $200 to $130 within 5 years of being in the Navy. That video that I'm making is purely going to be my story, right? My whole overview, not going to be an advice or anything in that video. Aaron, what's up, man? Saw your video recently with the push-up with you had some kind of blonde hair in that thumbnail. But yeah, this video is going to be a script about that, and I'll probably say it a little bit later on once I have a decent amount of crowd, a decent amount of people. The script that I have for my next upcoming video. How is that video doing, by the way, Aaron? Actually, I should put a live. Oh, yeah, there we go. Terrible. Why terrible? Yeah. As you know, unfortunately, get those type of videos. Sometimes you can put like your heart and soul into a piece of content and not get anything, and something that you don't put your heart into and that you make sometimes gets a lot more views, which is the most baffling thing sometimes. If it was because I haven't been posting it, I'll plug away though. Let's see. Oh, I didn't know you have like a little timeline here. Subscriber count. 500 subscribers, February 8th. 1,000 subscribers, March 31st. Within a month, doubled. 5,000 subscribers, September. So within 6 months. It's all of this year too. Congrats. And you're at what, 6,000? Yeah. Getting there. Probably gonna pass me. I'm moving at like a snail's pace, you know? So I can probably start my script here within this live video I put out earlier. Yeah, but you're actively contributing to the channel. For me, I'm just like kind of like a ghost, just on and off. Majority of my time is focused on like researching different companies and investing in all that kind of stuff. My portfolio right now, I'm in the process of purchasing a house. So I have to, unfortunately, the way that I'm structuring the deal with purchasing my house, I'm in Maryland, right? And I'm purchasing a house in Pennsylvania, so I don't qualify for the VA loan or a traditional loan. So I have to do what's called a conventional loan, and I have to put 25% down on the house. So my parents and I are looking for a $330,000 house, which means that we have to put up $80,000, close to $90,000 for the house. And so I'm in the process of liquidating half my investments to fund that deal. So $50,000 is going to go to that, which isn't too fun, but it is what it is. Maybe I won't put out my script here. I don't know. I'll probably take this video down right after this. Maybe I'll even do it now. What's the title of this video? How I went from, so the script for my next video, I have it in front of me right now. It's literally my journey of how I went from 200 to 130, kind of a little bit more in detail, you know, because I've been making these series since the beginning, from how I went from 200 to 10,000 to 20,000 to 30, 40, 50, 80, 90, 100 to now 130. So I had that script. It's purely my story, right? And a lot of people ask, like, you know, what books did I read and all that kind of stuff, courses. And I have that written down description of majority of the things, some of the stuff that the key things that stand out to me. So that's going to be my next video, just purely going over with everybody that whole process within 5 years. What did I do? Probably going to film that, I don't know if tonight, tomorrow. I still have to make a lot of like pictures, slideshows. So got that. I still have to do. What are you, Aaron? What's your next video? Graduated from Air Assault School. Nice. Are you saving a lot of money? That's my always biggest thing, my biggest go-to. $1,000 every month. That's right. That is the golden rule. $1,000 every month. Yeah, the video, even this video that I'm thinking about creating, right? MX, what's up? Of $200,000 to $130,000. And I outlined how much money I should have for my entire time in the Army. That is absolutely correct as to what you should do. This video, this this one right here. This is the current journal that I'm using right now, right? Just Yoon, 100K idea, knowledge, strategy, and execution, right? This was written back in 6th of August, 2018. My current strategy. The plan was to get to 100,000 by June 2020. This is legit. Like, this is like I was planning this thing for a very long time. At that time in June of 2018, August of 2018, there's a dog that's barking. I had $38,000 in Bank of America and Merrill Lynch account. In TSP, I had $3,000, and cash-wise, I had $900. In August of 2018, when I wrote this, and I had a plan for $100,000, and just like Aaron did, I calculated if I just purely saved, how much money I should have, and I estimated that I was going to be short. Estimated cash income without any more investments and only cash equates to $82,000 if I did not invest any more, which means I was going to be short. I was on track to be short. And safe investment annual return of 10% will equate to $10,000 by June of 2020. My aggressive style of investing, I expect a $20,000 return. Other sources of income, YouTube, 1,000 in 2018. Yeah, it's crazy. I've thoroughly planned, right? Like, just from this, right? I created this in August 2018. I only had $40,000 at that time, and just pages and pages of just planning, making sure I'm able to do it. And you know what? I did it. I killed it. It's great to see and great to have. Like this, I wrote that and I forgot for a while, and now I'm using it as my journal where I write down like different stuff, like my notes for my courses and stuff. And yeah, so far it's like this many pages of just notes, and that's it, man. Like, I truly believe that's how you make money in the long term. Let's see. Get into the comments. Hi there, Matthew Hogue. What percent of your annual income did you invest? I'm going to OCS in like 7 months and trying to budget what I should invest. I'm trying to invest 30 to 45%. So in the video that I'm about to create, it's the title of this video, right? I'm creating that video soon. I have the script in front of me. So I joined the Navy June of 2015, right? Didn't know how to invest. Learned how to invest and saved $1,000 as an E1. Became an E3. Knew somewhat how to invest, right? Started investing. April of 2017. By the end of April 2017, all the money I had at that time was right about $20,000 put into the stock market. And so from 2018 to beginning of 2020, so right about a little bit over 2 years, it was very common for me to only have $1 in checking account and $1 in savings account, because I would put 90%, 99% of my money that I made in the military into my investments, because up to that point in the beginning, before I joined, I had, a brand new car that I bought, 2012 Corolla, and I was going to school full time. I was able to pay off all that debt, give my car to my dad. He had to pay the remaining 2 years of the balance of the car. So he got a pretty good deal. Yeah, that's what I did. I invested very aggressively, and always aimed for a minimum 10%, ideally 20 to 30% return each year. And so I was able to, I actually calculated this from 2017. It's called CAGR, right? Compound annual growth rate. So CAGR, if I can write the formula on the side, actually I have this white paper. CAGR, compound annual growth rate, equals $130,000 over $20,000, and 1 over 3 minus 1, and that equals 86%. So I don't know if you can see it well. CAGR, compound annual growth rate. I started my investment journey with $20,000, right? And I ended up with $130,000, right? And I invested for 3 years, and you minus that by 1, and I get a compound annual growth rate from 2017 to 2020. A compound annual growth rate from 2017 to 2020 of 86%. So every year, right, from $20,000, the money that I added from the Navy and my investments, I can't really write well, investments. The money that I made, I started with 20,000. The money I made from the Navy, I always put in to my investments, and then that gave me a return of 86% CAGR within that time. CAGR, the reason why I'm saying it is not because to try to look cool, but it's a term that people use in the stock market all the time, and you need to know it. Yeah, it is a pretty good percent. What's even crazier is when I do $200,000 to $130,000. That CAGR is just insane. But a company like, for example, Chewy is a dog, or not dog specifically, but pet food or anything pet related online platform where they sell pet food, pet material, any pet medicine and all that kind of stuff. I think they're growing, if I remember Sumit saying it, I think they're growing at like a 5% CAGR each year. So, that's a pure example of you needing to know what CAGR means and how you can apply it in your investment life. Or wherever you are right now to wherever you want to go, whatever dollar price, you can use CAGR formula to figure out how much percent year over year you need to grow your money. Let's see. Have you ever thought about posting on TikTok? I found success on there, and I look at it as more exposure for my channel. Aaron, I literally do not have time. That's I just need to manage my time better. But I go to work, come back, and the rest of my day is focused on the stock market and reading up on it and taking the different courses. Because right now I have some of Jim Cramer's material that I need to go through. I have Investopedia.com's courses that I purchased that I still need to go through. And, I recently purchased, and, I'm part of Jeremy from Financial Education's little group. This is the little $100,000 little award trophy that they give out. I'm part of their group, and like I'm come back from work, updating myself with the stock market news, taking a course here and there, and then the rest of my day is spent just researching different companies. Like today, a majority of my day was spent on, number one, working on the script for my next YouTube video, but number two, there's some companies that I'm actually looking into right now that I'm very interested in, and it's very well possible. It's very well possible that one of these companies that I'm looking at is going to be huge. Not going to release the name here, but yeah, it's pretty exciting. And so yeah, that's where a majority of my day is spent, and I'm still don't have enough time. But yeah, I just need to manage my time better, or be more efficient, or get better at reading. I'm a slow reader. Good plan, good life, simply put. Correct. Planning. Michael Shimko, Shimmy. Good job, you. Thanks. I see it. For those of you who are not a part of my Discord community, I'm about to put the link down there in the description. Highly recommend that you join my Discord community to get some exclusive content. A lot of good stuff in there. I'm not a fan of the stock market myself. I'm probably going to follow the things my dad invested into. I care more about safe long-term rather than short-term gain. Just my way of life, though. Perfectly fine. If I wasn't interested in the stock market at all, right? Let's say I'm like, hey, I'm gung-ho about the whole military thing, right? I could just very well do TSP, thrift savings plan, put 5% of my money on the blended retirement system, and the government matches up to 5% of my money. Just do that. Enroll into a life cycle fund. Today's 2020, so there's life cycle 2060. So if I wasn't interested in investing at all, that's exactly what I would do. Michael Shimko, yes, I do. I know that you're the double shimmy. That plays World Golf Tour or WGT. Yeah, you could. If I wasn't interested, I would do TSP, get the 10% gain each year that TSP strives for, and that's how I would do it. What app do you recommend for investing? J2 Grim. Personally, for me, right, the app I recommend you use to invest is whatever app, when you research these different companies that provide you the opportunity to invest, they have to provide you with some sort of information to help you better understand the decision you're making of putting your money into a company, right? I don't know about Robinhood. I know Robinhood's like the go-to millennial app type thing. But for example, if I know Robinhood recommends like just some off-the-wall weird companies, like I personally don't like that. I believe that's not what they should do. Whatever company, like for me, I use Merrill Edge. It's a company owned by Bank of America. When you go to Merrill Edge, when you're in there, they provide 3 methods for you to be able to do your research. One is a report from Bank of America when you research the stock, when you search up the stock. One is a report from Bank of America, a very broad, general kind of topic. 2 is from Morningstar. And the third one is from CNRA or CRA, CNA, CRA. I forgot exactly what the acronym goes, but Morningstar has I think it's like, depending on, right about a 20 page, 10, 15, 20 page report summary, how the company, the different type of news that the company is coming out with. They have a good moat or narrow moat. It's a good review, right? It's a review tool. You read that, help you better understand your decision. And then the CRA or CNA, I forgot exactly what the acronym was. I can actually look it up right now just to be accurate. And they provide like a financial analysis of like the company, like the balance sheets and all their little chart metrics and stuff like that, which I really enjoy. It's crazy. This is sometimes like I have so many passwords, so many like different usernames that I just forget. And this is, I'm having a mental block right now of my Merrill Edge login. It's crazy. Merrill Edge research engine. It's fine. But yeah, whatever company is going to provide you with extra information to help you better understand the investment decisions you're making is, in my opinion, the investment app or company that you should be using. Nostalgia. Yoon, imagine getting MedSep for 2 failed knee surgeries from Navy surgeon and getting a sorry, we messed up your knees here. Here's 20% disability. Damn. How is that disability though? Like, is it like some good money or is it like a pocket change or peanuts? Charles, Sacramento. Hey, Yoon, I was wondering if you could give me advice on how we get into stocks. I'm like clueless, just pointing me in the right direction would be great. Number one, join my Discord community, because the reason why I created my Discord community, right? And even my YouTube channel, the way I view my YouTube channel is it's something that I wish I had access to when I was thinking about joining the Navy. The reason why I'm making a lot of videos with like how I went from 200 to 10,000, 200 to 20, 30, 40, 50, 80, 90, etc. is because I wanted to know financially what I could achieve while I'm in the military, right? And that's the type of content that I'm producing, right? And that I'm making. And so my Discord community, the benefit of that is you get to talk to me as well as other people who are in there that are like-minded, as well as I know 2 individuals verified. One, he's only been in the Navy for about like 2 years, 2.5 years, and he's got like $60,000 investing in the stock market. And the other one, he's been in for about 4 years. He has right about $80,000 in the stock market. So it's not just me, right? I'm trying to attract all these, smart, like-minded people, funnel it into this community to help people who want to be financially independent. And that's the reason why I created this Discord. So Charles, if you're not a part of my Discord, make sure you fix yourself and be a part of my Discord community. Because the mistake that I made early on was when I was learning about how to invest in the stock market, right? I was learning from a guy named Jeremy Newsom, not Jeremy from financial education, but Jeremy Newsom from Real Life Trading, YouTube channel, Real Life Trading. And I didn't realize it at the time, but I was learning how to day trade, but I couldn't tell the difference because I didn't know how to invest. So a lot of my earlier investments and earlier investment philosophies was revolving around day trading while I'm buying and selling stocks. That's not what you do. And over time, I realized I learned incorrectly. If I learned correctly what I know now, what I'm learning now, if I learned that back in the beginning, instead of $130,000, I would probably have right about $200,000 to $300,000. And I can show you too, like some of my older videos. I have a video where I talk about I made two investments, right? Number one is Amazon, 4 shares for $800 each, and Shopify, where I bought 100 shares of Shopify for $100 each, and I sold that. And in that video, because I was a trained day trader, I sold too quickly. If I held that stock even now, Shopify, instead of $100, it's worth a little bit over $1,000 per share today. And so I would have gotten $100,000 there instantly like that. Amazon, when I sold it, when I bought it, it was 800. When I sold it, it was maybe about 1,000. So I made a little bit money back then. But now it's worth like 3,200 or something dollars per share. But yeah, like you need to be part of the community. You need to be part of the community. But to point you in the right direction, within my Discord community, the easiest thing actually is under the useful links tab in my Discord community. When you scroll up all the way to the top, there's 2 videos from Jeremy from Financial Education. Those are the 2 great videos you can start from right there. Right there. Yeah. I'm pointing you in the right direction right there. Do you invest in foreign exchange markets? Foreign exchange currency? No. Exchange markets? No also. Okay. Fernando, hi. Is Disney a good stock right now? Right now, no. I'm a big investor in Disney. If you actually are part of my Discord community, I actually share with everybody the investments that I make, like whatever I'm buying and selling. And Disney is right about 20% of my portfolio. I have, how many shares do I have? Let's see. I have 160 shares valued at $20,289. That's my current stake in Disney. Disney, it's a little bit difficult to say, but if Biden wins, Joe Biden, if he becomes president, there's a good chance that Disney is going to go up slightly. When coronavirus vaccine comes out, Disney shares are going to go up because corona vaccine's out. People can go to the parks. In a nutshell, it's what's called a barbell play for me in my portfolio, because my first biggest position is Facebook, and my next biggest position is Disney. Then it's Starbucks, right? Facebook isn't affected too much by coronavirus and all that kind of stuff, but Disney and Starbucks is, right? So it's a barbell because they're both representing same amount of weight value in my portfolio. And Disney and Starbucks is a economic recovery play where when there's a coronavirus vaccine, those companies' shares are going to jump significantly. And if Mr. Biden wins, Starbucks is going to go up even higher because Starbucks needs to go to China to expand, and President Trump isn't really, friendly with China. And so Disney, the future of Disney is a little bit grim, but I believe in their management team that they will be able to execute. Hopefully they can defeat Netflix. Let's see. Nostalgia. Sorry to hear about your knee. How much does a 20% disability qualify? I'm at 90% disability, so roughly $2,100 a month tax-free. Oh, man. It helps, but I wish I had my knee back. Agree. Yeah. I don't know how that feels, but I imagine it sucks. If somebody said like, hey, we'll give you $10 million right now, but you just have to chop off your left arm, I'll say, hey, keep your $10 million. I'll keep my left arm. No amount of money is worth losing your health, in my opinion. And I firmly believe that, by the way. I'm not just saying it. Because like I know I'm going to be financially independent and financially good. So I don't need short-term money like that. Free beg. Love the videos. Very informative. Highly considering joining the Navy. Definitely going to be investing soon. Do you think if you are considering joining, then you should? Job to job life now? I gotta reread that. That was kind of confusing. Love the videos, very informative. Highly considering joining the Navy. Definitely going to be investing soon. Okay. Do you think if you are considering joining, then you should? From my perspective, my experience, right? Military is very stressful. It's incredibly stressful. One benefit that I got from the military, or as many benefits, but one benefit is before I joined the Navy, anything over 40 hours a week in terms of like work-wise, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm crazy. If I'm working 50 hours a week getting overtime paid, like, oh my gosh, like I'm a hero, right? But in the military, you get a set pay every single month. So the longer the hours you work doesn't matter, right? Deployment last year for me, I was working 14 hours a day, 6 days a week. And in a week, I don't know how much that equates to, maybe like, I should calculate it. 14 times 6 plus 7 for Sunday, because we only work half a day. That's 91 hours a week. And when I went through that, and building up to that, you start working a lot more than 40 hours. But when I joined and I was able to go through that experience, it built a, experience, right? When you go through that experience, you realize that you're more capable of doing and accomplishing things. So a 40-hour work week seems nothing compared to a 90-hour work week that I have experienced, that I can recall and say to myself, okay, I can push myself, I can constantly work, and I can constantly, read 10Ks and read different reports and different companies and keep doing my research. And so from that aspect, yes, it's super stressful. You might hate it like I do. I dislike being in the military. The pay is good. The benefit's good. That's why I'm in. If I had a choice right now, I wouldn't want to be in the military, but for the monetary and all that kind of benefit, I'm trying to stay in for 3 more years. Job to job life now. Hello. So you're hopping from job to job, I think is what you're saying. Or you have multiple jobs is what you're saying. You're definitely not going to make as much money Like if I was to work 90 hours a week, like I did in the Navy compared to in the civilian world, you'd probably get a lot more money in the civilian world, right? Compared to like I did in the military. But it's definitely a good experience. I highly recommend it. I wouldn't join the Army or the Marine Corps because I don't want to, you know, do anything physically too intensive. I'm a paperwork guy. I'm more of an office secretary type of person, you know, like I'm a yeoman type of person, not a gung ho like, hey, let's go out in the field and dig a hole and, you know, pitch up a tent type of guy. But yeah, free bag. Recommend it. If you hate it, you can get out after your first time. When you're in the military, my personal recommendation is save $1,000 each month. Let's say you have a 5-year contract, you save $1,000 each month. Within 5 years, you walk away with $60,000. You're at a pretty good starting point. If you learn how to invest like I did, and you do what's called a CAGR, compound annual growth rate, then maybe you can get out with $100,000 like I did. But you need to learn how to invest, though. You need to learn properly. Thanks for the advice, Yoon. I'm currently in your Discord, and I'll definitely start on those videos. Hearing about your success really motivates me to start learning how to invest. Yes. So in my script that I have for my upcoming video, how I went from $200,000 to $130,000, I'm just going to read some real quick, right? In 2015, I didn't know how to invest, right? So I was searching on YouTube, money management, right? How I can be financially sound. And one person that I did consume a lot of content from back then was Project Life Mastery. 2016, began to take interest in investing. I YouTubed real life trading, but that was a trading platform and not an investing platform. So that was a mistake on my part because I didn't have a community or somebody to talk to about investing. So I learned incorrectly in the beginning. That's why my Discord is so important. And then one thing that I did in 2016 was I enrolled in Tai Lopez. Tai Lopez was, at that time, 2016, like, here in my garage, books and knowledge and, here's a car. I enrolled in his course. I paid $1,000 for that course, which was a ton of money for me. I think at 2016, I maybe had like $12,000 maybe at max. And I was supposed to spend 10% of my money on a Tai Lopez's accelerator course, learning about business. It was a huge leap of faith, but I did it. And, because I took that course, I easily got that $1,000 back. And I'm continuing to reap the benefit from that. 2017, began investing in April. I was still consuming free content on YouTube, whatever was relevant at the time. Learning from Tai Lopez and different books that I was reading, and I'm going to get to it a little bit later. 2018, I was still consuming YouTube. So whenever I say consuming YouTube content, right, I'm talking about like I go on YouTube and I search like investing in the stock market, and whatever the top videos are, I'll just watch it, right? The thing that you're trying to be, right? Imagine you're a chef, right? And you're trying to create a pretty good dish, a tasty meal. You don't want to learn from one source that's equivalent to only having one ingredient, you as a chef, right? Let's say you're trying to cook some type of dish and you're only cooking with potatoes, right? You could be the best potato chef, but it's not going to create much of a tasty dish when you only cook with potatoes, right? the benefit of learning from multiple different people, right? Books, YouTube, free content from YouTube, learning from Gary Vaynerchuk, Jeremy from Financial Education, and all these other YouTubers who create financial content, investing content. You want to consume as much as you can in the very beginning to get a lot of ideas, a lot of ingredients, some seasoning, some different ingredients. Maybe instead of investing, maybe that's not the way for you. Maybe starting a YouTube channel, it's absolutely free. Maybe that's the way for you. Instead of maybe a YouTube channel, maybe a cryptocurrency thing is for you, right? A friend of mine, a very good friend, childhood friend, I talked to him like 2 weeks ago. He's worth $300,000 right now in cryptocurrency. And when the cryptocurrency, like a couple months ago, when it was like really high, he was worth right about $500,000 in cryptocurrency. And I was talking with him. Where was I going with that point? Oh, but yeah, if you're interested in cryptocurrency, maybe that's the way for you to go. Maybe not necessarily investing, right? Maybe instead of any form of investment, the way you need to go is thrift savings plan that the military has to offer. Enroll in that, and then you focus on your military career, whatever the case may be. But not everybody has to invest. But in my personal opinion, everybody has to know financial knowledge, money management, keeping track of your expenses, budgeting. That's one thing that I personally believe everybody should know. And I personally recommend everybody have, a second source of income or a third source of income, because, this year with the whole coronavirus, a lot of people are hurting. And so because they didn't have a second or a third source of income, it really hurt them. So 2018, YouTube, Tai Lopez, and books. One book that I did read is Unshakeable from Tony Robbins. That is a book that I recommend. I purchased that book on Amazon. I think it was like maybe at best $20 or $30. That book, there's a section in there. It's on my Instagram. I have a picture of it because it was that inspirational for me. There's a section in that book where it teaches dollar cost average. And that's the first time I really understood the concept of dollar cost average. And in that book, it said, I was reading it, I think right about December, when the whole stock market was going on a correction or crash at that time. And it said, during corrections and crashes, it only lasts for like 25 to 30 days. So I poured all my money in because I read that book, right? I poured all my money into Facebook. And Facebook now, if you are in my Discord community, you can see I'm up 50% on my position on Facebook, and I'm going to be even up even more in the future as Facebook continues to rise. But because of that book, right, that I spent $30 on and maybe like 5 hours reading, I'm a slow reader. That $20 to $30 book has translated so far $11,000 of unrealized gain from Facebook. So investment books like that, that's how powerful it is. And then 2019, I went on deployment. So I read autobiographies such as Mahatma Gandhi, Helen Keller, Nelson Mandela, Robert Iger, the former CEO of Disney, and that was his book when he retired. Les Stroud's book, Survival Stuff, and I downloaded a lot of videos from like Gary Vaynerchuk, Cooper Investing, dividend investing, and also Jeremy from Financial Education stuff, material. And because I did that, right, early 2018, I purchased 50 shares of Tesla at $11,000. And 2019 I purchased 50 shares of Tesla at $250 per share. This was around July-ish. And then 2020 early on, I sold out of my position very early before when the coronavirus hit. In my mind, right, I figured, okay, there's going to be a recession. So this is like March, right, when the whole stock market started to crash, before the crash. And I said to myself, okay, coronavirus is going to hit. People are not going to be able to work because they're going to stay at home and they're not going to have money. And so I don't think people are going to be purchasing cars, especially electric cars, which is more of a luxury item. So I sold out of my Tesla position by that reasoning, which was a sound reasoning, which was a very logical reasoning by me. Unfortunately, it didn't work out like my reasoning went. It shot up to the rocket. If I still held all 50 shares of my Tesla, I'd probably, I don't know, be at well over $100,000 from a $10,000 investment. But it's a fun story. I don't dwell in it because I made a sound, logical decision that made sense to me. I still walked away with $16,000 pocketed profit. So yeah. That's the type of stuff that I'm talking about when you start doing your learning and researching and learning about a bunch of different stuff. Like this is exactly what I'm talking about. And early 2020, this year, I purchased an Investopedia course for $350. I purchased Jim Cramer's Action Alerts Members Club. I forget exactly how much I paid. Maybe it was like $200, $300. And then not too long ago, like a couple months ago, I purchased Jeremy from Financial Education's Financial Fortress, which was a lot of money, $5,000, to be a part of that group. But yeah, that's all the learning that I'm doing. Michael Shimko, do you still plan on buying a home with your BAH? It seems like a bad time to buy a home right now. So Michael, I am in the process of liquidating half my investments to raise $50,000 for a down payment for a house in Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, I have to put a 25% down payment, long story. But I'm going in with it with my parents, and they're putting up $35,000. I'm putting up $50,000. We're going for a $330,000 house. We are still actively looking. The thing is, as an investor, right, it pains me to have to sell my stocks. Like I sold some of my investments that I really love, like Chewy, for example. I've done like 50 hours of research on Chewy, the website that sells pet products. And I had to sell out because I had to raise money for a down payment. And I only, walked away with $1,000, locked in profit. And I'm probably going to go back into it in the future, but it pains me to sell a lot of my shares, a lot of my stocks. But yeah, I'm still going to be purchasing a house. Logan, what's up? How much does an E1 make a year? Close to 10,000 to 11,000. When I was an E1 back in June, I was E1 for, I think, after 9 months you get promoted. So I only got like $1,400 each month as an E1. So that's 9 months, and then you get promoted to E2, so maybe you get paid $1,500. It's different now. Actually, in my Discord community, there's a link where I share with people the military pay charts. So right now, E1, oh man, that's crazy. E1 will get $1,700 before taxes. So after taxes, let's see. 1,733 times 0.76. Yeah, 0.76. Let's do that. It's a good 24% tax bracket, let's say. Yeah, it seems about right. $1,317 is what you're going to get as an E1. Now, I went to a ship. I get, a little bit extra pay, like $50 a month on, this and that, and $50 a month on CPay, and there's like sometimes you get a little bit of BAH and sometimes you get a little bit of BAH, depending on fluctuates. And so yeah, right about $1,400 is what you can expect. And as an E2, that's $1,950. So 1,950 times 0.76, $1,482. So right about 1,500. So yeah, as an E1 coming in, you're gonna get paid exactly what I got paid. Unless you get very lucky and you go to like Bahrain or something, then you'll get some incredible amount of money. Yoon, you got the Army description, right? Army description, right? Oh, like not being able to, like going out in the field, like digging a hole and stuff. Yeah, not for me. How do you feel about the IT field, man? I'm in it right now for the Air Force, and I can't wait to get out and chase the big bucks. I mean, as long as it's nothing like too crazy of physical labor, I'm all for it, man. Logan Skywalker, choose the money, not the girls. That's absolutely right. Look at me. Look at this. I used to just shave my head. I had a little buzzer. I used to just always shave my head because I didn't want to pay for a haircut to look, somewhat cool or anything like that. Didn't care at all. The girlfriend that I have now, luckily likes me for me, and we met before I, got financially independent and financially well off. So I know for a fact she's not in it for the money. But yeah, she's a very good person. I'm so bad with my finances, it's a complete joke. Eddie Zayu, can you tell me a little bit about IT in the Navy? I have a couple of IT friends. They seem to somewhat, enjoy what they do. They don't do a lot of crazy like manual labor work. Like some of the ITs that I know, for example, I'm using a computer, right? And I can't connect to the computer. I'll call the place where the ITs are on the ship. I'll be like, hey, can you fix this? And they'll tell me, hey, make sure you put in the trouble ticket. And then I do that, and they come and fix it up or do all that kind of stuff. So computer stuff is what ITs do. It's crazy how Amazon, Tesla, and Facebook have gone up since the fall from March. Yes, it is. What investment books do you read? As of right now, I'm not reading any investment books, but some of the books that I recommend is like Charlie Munger's Poor Charlie's Almanac is one I recommend. I recommend you read any like Tony Robbins material is like gold. Anything related to money from Tony Robbins, like Unshakeables, like I said, is really good. And the other one's Money Master the Game, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, Money Master the Game from Tony Robbins is good. Some of the other books that I read was like Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. Not a great book, but decent short read for you to get the fundamental understandings of investing. The 4 Laws of Debt-Free Prosperity by Blaine Harrison. Some Blaine. The Millionaire Mindset by T. Harv Eker. And Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is also a good one. And there's a lot that I can't really remember, but those are the ones that really stand out to me that I remember really benefiting and enjoying from. Or The Millionaire Next Door. I forgot exactly who the author was on that one. The Millionaire Next Door was pretty good, but that book's kind of outdated now. Because in that book, it's saying like to be a millionaire, you have to be a dry cleaner, but dry cleaners aren't making that much money anymore. I know because my parents are dry cleaners. Mate, you should be an accountant or personal financial advisor. When I get out with my GI Bill, that's exactly what I'm planning to use it on, and be a certified financial planner, make YouTube videos for free, help people with their financial planning and stuff. Is it easy to save up your whole monthly check for 4 years, considering you get food and housing provided for you? It's hard. It's actually hard. Food-wise, that's super hard. Like the food, before I joined, right, I thought like, oh yeah, I'll be able to save money on food. I'm going to be eating on the ship. And guess what? The food on the ship is terrible. It's terrible. I would rather pay not to eat it, right? And that's exactly what I did. I hardly ate from the ship within my time in the Navy. Hardly ate from the ship. I avoided that at all costs, even though I'm the money guy that I like to save money. Because it was that terrible, the food on the ship, I had to. That's one thing that was non-negotiable for me. Is the food. Housing, yeah, I lived on the ship. Did it ruin a lot of my military experience? Did it cause me to not enjoy my military experience? Yes, but I got to save a lot of food, and it's put me in an amazing spot where I am now, that I'm able to purchase a house for my parents, with my parents, and they're able to fulfill their American dream of having a house, right? A picket fence house. I'm able to do that for them. So yeah. So is it easy to save up your whole monthly check? I would say realistically, right, you should hands down save $1,000 a month, considering you're making $1,400, right? And with $400, you have to figure out how to live. And I personally recommend you get a second source of income, whether it's, if you have a car, you decide to become an Uber driver or start doing DoorDash, something I recommend. Or you start a YouTube channel like me, and that's exactly what I did right in the beginning, create a bunch of YouTube videos. From then, every single month, I get $200 to $300 a month. When I was super active back then, 2017, 18, 19. And I dropped off 2019, when I went on deployment. And even now, I rarely post. But I still make $150 a month. And so, when I was super active, that's all I would live on, right? My second source of income. So if you can get to the point when all you can do is just pocket your military money and you invest it aggressively like I did, and you can just live off your second source of income, such as Uber, DoorDash, etc., that's a way. That's a strategy that you can do. That is great news. Your family will help you with the house. Yes, I'm helping my parents with the house. It's not something I wanted to do, liquidate half my assets, but at the end of the day, I thought about, I'm making all this money for my family. If I had that money and I would continue to invest, I'd probably get, successful even faster, but it is what it is. I just need to get smarter and make that money back faster. Have you ever thought about doing your 20 years in the military and retiring? I have thought about it, and I concluded that it is not worth losing my mental sanity, not worth being away from my family, which is the whole reason of me making a lot of money. It's not worth it for me. Eddie, can you have a roommate if you are E3? Yeah. There's plenty of people. Like when I was in the shipyards, right, living in Newport News, it was extremely difficult. I wish the Navy didn't force sailors to live within Newport News shipyard when the ship was undergoing construction. that's something that I truly wish they didn't do, but it is what it is. And a lot of people rented a room with a lot of other people and just lived in a house and commuted back and forth. Logan Skywalker. Is the chow hall the same for the Army and the Navy, or do they get different food? I imagine. So when you say different food, right? The Navy gets a lot of their food from a company called Simcoe. Simcoe or Cisco? Let me see. Cisco. Yeah. I think it's Cisco. I imagine different branches get their food from different sources, but the Navy got a lot of their food from Cisco and like a couple of other weird names that I can't remember right now. But yeah, I imagine you're going to get different food, or you may get from same food from Cisco too, but the cooks are going to be different. The culture is going to be different. So is the chow hall the same for the Army and the Navy? Like physical location? No, it's going to be different. Logan Skywalker. Yoon, that's an inspiration, man. Congrats on getting a house with your family and achieving the American dream. Yeah. Yeah. If it was up to me, I'd still live like a bum and, just get massive amounts of money and then buy a house. But for me, for my parents, it's important that I help them accomplish their dream before they get too old. And so that's why, because I have the flexibility, I have a lot of capital, I'm able to do that. My goal is to join with $6,000, have that as backup in case for emergencies, saved up, and save my military paycheck yearly. If I join, I'll be going from making $56,000 a year to $12,000 a year. That is absolutely correct. Yeah, that's actually about right. I'm not even. I want to be honest. But I'm 26 years old, and at this point in my life, I won't get the option to join and the experience the military. Also, the benefit VA loan. Unfortunately, I'm not able to benefit from the VA loan. So, yeah. The GI Bill, though, I am able to once I get out. That money is going to be sweet. Somebody asked me a question in my other previous video, when I said I'm going to pocket that GI Bill. I'm talking about BAH that the GI Bill is going to pay me on a monthly basis. So yeah. So that's another reason why I want to join. Logan, I'm just telling you, you're going to be you're going to come out stronger mentally because of all the stress that the military puts you under, but you're going to come out a little bit crazy like me. I have boot camp January 11th. My rate is AD. Already fit enough to pass the final test. I've worked with a good amount of ADs actually, NAMs and PRs, ATs and AEs. AD is another rate that I would personally not want to do. It's very cool, right? They're called mechs or maintainers on an aircraft carrier. Let's say a jet, the whole engine of the jet where it uses to fly. ADs are the ones that maintain that or fix that up. So one would come down to the hangar bay, it'd go into the jet shop, and the ADs would work on it. And I worked pretty closely with them in regards to aviation supply, because that's considered an aviation supply. So I'd go there and look at the gear and figure out which is what. And yeah. By the way, another plug, if you haven't joined my Discord community, I highly recommend that you join my Discord community. Exclosure Games recently joined my Discord community. Welcome to the community. A lot of cool content put out in there. If you want financial independence, right, I highly recommend that you join the community. A lot of smart people that are in there. And I share with everybody behind the scenes of my stock market investments and my thought process. Do I have any degrees? No. I think I'm 3 classes or so away from my associates. Actually, it's very well possible I could get my associates right now. Converting my military experience to, because before I joined, I was going to a community college studying real estate. And then I dropped it and joined. I had like 3 classes left. So in terms of just credits, if I convert my military, it's called Joint Service Transcript, JSTs. If I convert that, I can probably have an associate's, but yeah. All right. Did you hear the Army got rid of Shark Tank? I don't know what that is. I've been studying up a lot on that start guide from Caleb Riggle from the recruiter. I think that the recruiter gives you. Frank Alvarez. Kim. What's up, Frank? How is Florida? Got mine from MEPS. Yeah, I imagine so. Probably going to wrap it up here soon, guys. So if you have any final comments or questions, make sure you leave that now. Your thoughts on the ASVAB? Does it really determine a soldier will be fit for the military? To my knowledge, ASVAB will determine what jobs you can apply for in the military, what you qualify for, depending on what time you join. Because, we can't have everybody be one job. It can't be imbalanced. So depending on what time, let's say last month, bunch of people joined to become like military police, right? The next month, they're probably not going to accept as much military police people, right? So depending on your luck, right? Shows what availability there is. But in terms of fit, as in like physically fit, mentally fit, or like educationally fit, no, like you could have the worst ASVAB score and still somewhat join. At least in the Navy, that is. I don't know about the Army, but Florida is awesome. It's good to hear. Michael, have a good day. I'll see you in the Discord community. Logan Skywalker, you seem like a chill guy, very smart. And I'll be looking forward to joining the Discord, learn about stocks. I scored 34, which is pretty dang low. It's fine. You could at the end of the day, right? The way I look at it, I scored, I think, like 64 on the ASVAB, right? The people who scored the high scores on the ASVAB, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how smart you are, right? To me, none of that matters, right? At the end of the day, for me, like I'm a big finance person, right? Having a lot of money, saving it up, investing, being responsible, and going on your way to have a good prosperous future. Plenty of people who are far smarter than me have little to no financial knowledge, and they live paycheck to paycheck, and they stress out about money. And here I am. I'm not the smartest person in the room. I'm not a naturally smart person at all, actually. Like my community college, when I was going to school, I was taking an algebra class, intermediate algebra, from Miss Roseanne Sue. I still remember. I failed algebra twice from that same teacher. I'm not that smart at all. But I'm very interested in business. I'm very interested in money. So I disciplined myself to learn and educate myself about money, about finances, about stocks, about businesses. And as a result, I was able to go from $200,000 to $130,000 within 5 years, something that people who scored higher on the ASVAB could not accomplish. Like I had a very close friend, or during that time in the military, he was getting BAH from the military, right? California BAH, which is about $2,300. So he was doubling, tripling my paycheck. And he would always talk to me like, oh, you know, success is about getting an education, getting a good job. And he, mind you, right, he doubles and triples the amount of money that I make, right? And when he left the military after 5 years of service, he walked away. He only had about $20,000 to $30,000 to his name, compared to me after 5 years having $130,000. So it doesn't matter how much money you make, or it doesn't matter what your ASVAB score was. It's about learning and knowing what you need to do with your money, being financially literate, being financially responsible, and being consistent. And, you know, that's all it is. That's what success is, in my opinion. Caleb, my score was low, but my mechanical was, I think, 74. So I had a lot of mechanical jobs available to me. Do you have time to take college classes while on active duty? Yeah. The guy I was just sharing with you, within 5 years, if you can get out with associates, you did pretty good. That's what you can strive for. 5 years in the Navy, getting an associates, you did good. 5 years in the Navy, getting a bachelor's degree, probably impossible. Not impossible, but super hard. You probably have to pay a lot of money out of pocket if you want to do that. Do you have time? Yeah. Depends on the rate and the person. Imagine if they taught in high school about stocks, mortgages, and importance of credit score. Yeah. Can I the Navy if I have bad eczema? That is something that the people at MEPS have to decide. I honestly don't know. Leet, the ex-mate. Agree, Yoon. I know medics who have been in for 18 years. The only thing they have to show for is a house and a Mercedes, which he's still paying for. That's exactly right. Yoon, do you know if you can join the military if you filed for bankruptcy under $20,000 debt? I'm not sure. I don't remember in the application. Well, actually, if I can recall correctly, I think I do remember the recruiter asking me like if I owe any money to the creditors or something like that. So if you owe some sort of money, it will affect you. I don't know to what degree. It definitely affects your security clearance. So like for me, I have security clearance, secret clearance. It affects, like, an IT has to have like some sort of security clearance. I think a minimal a secret clearance, right? If you have a debt like that, I don't think you can apply for that rate because of that debt. It exposes you. If I remember correctly, that's exactly the case. You having that kind of debt lowers your chances of being able to pick a certain rate, as well as going into certain places within the military. Do you invest on precious metal? AG Knight. I am actually considering buying some silver soon. Yes. Once I can get my house down payment over with, I'm probably going to each month buy some silver. And every single month, just be disciplined and buy some silver, and just see. I think it's called like what, Silver Eagles or something like that. The friend that I have, cryptocurrency, $300,000 worth in cryptocurrency, he's starting to buy some Silver Eagles. So all right, guys, that's about it. If you want to continue to talk to me, join my Discord community. Here's the link. A lot of smart people in there talking about money, talking about finances. A lot of great content in there too, exclusive content, as well as you can chat with other people who are just as successful as me or even more successful as me in the Discord community. Highly recommend it. See you guys.